Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Stephanie, and we're from Sumits Yoga. And today we are going to show you two back bend variations. So we're going to do bridge and wheel. So I'll have Nikki go ahead and start on the floor. And we'll start with bridge pose. We do this pose in Sumits Yoga and in our flow classes. And bridge is a really great place to start. It's good for any level. So she starts by laying down on her back, and then she brings her heels into her hips. And then you'll notice that her feet are about hip-width apart, and she's pressing evenly through all four corners of her feet. So she's not rolling onto the outsides or the insides of her feet. She's really pressing down. Knees are over her ankles. Her arms are down by her sides. So all she does to get into bridge pose is she takes a deep breath and then lifts her hips up as high as she can. So as her hips lift, she's pressing down through her feet. She's really engaging her thighs, thinking about squeezing her legs together, but still keeping this distance of about 6 inches between her knees, so her thighs are really strong. Then she starts to interlace her fingers underneath her back, maybe even pressing the palms, and then she rolls her shoulders underneath her chest. So the right shoulder under, the left shoulder under, so she can begin to really lift her chest up all the way, making her hips the highest point on her body. So she's coming up high onto her shoulders, chin to the chest. She takes a deep breath in, then to exhale, slowly coming down, allowing her tailbone to come to the mat last. Then I'll have her bring her knees into her chest just for a moment to kind of undo some of the tension in her low back. Then if you start to feel really comfortable with bridge pose and you want to progress in your practice and try a little bit more of an advanced posture, you can do wheel, which is a full back bend. So she still begins the same way. So she's laying flat on her back, heels in close to the hips, and then for wheel, her arms come up by her head. So her palms are flat, her fingertips are pointing toward her shoulders, and she's still keeping her elbows in close to the sides of her head. So again, it always starts with the breath. Take a deep breath, and she lifts her hips up all the way. So hips come up high, and she's in that full backward bend. So her elbows are locked. If you can't get your arms to be straight, you can always lift up onto your toes to begin, and that will help a little bit. But once you can begin to lock out those arms, she drops her heels flat to the floor. She's looking down at her thumbs, really lifting up through the hips, pressing her chest forward. She takes a deep breath in, big inhale. And to exhale, she tucks her chin to her chest, coming down to the shoulders, then to the back, and then her tailbone always touches last. She'll bring her knees back into her chest and hug the knees in. That's bridge and wheel pose.